What's up, it's your God, Papa Rave. Follow me at Quantum Pope now. Quantum Pope on social medias. Alright, so that ought to come to y'all and just spell out the difference between micro breath sessions, mini breath sessions, and full breath sessions. So, because a lot of us don't know the little small details about the future mutations of breathing and how we're going to be able to get the most out of turning I'm talking about the whole pharmaceutical industry into an industry of breath, right? Where the whole pharmaceutical industry just really gets transformed into different types of quantum breathing. And so here I am, making it simple for you. Of course, there's so much that goes into this mutation. At the same time, it's a beautiful mutation, seeing that every single thing that we know about disease actually is something that is a simple problem for this breath pharmacy that is opening up for us in the near future. So, it's good to just dive deep. So let's go into the fire. So what we have is, if you have around less than 20 minutes, you got 20 minutes to get your breath session in the morning, at night, whenever, then yeah, you'd consider that a micro breath session. This would be more for if breathing to cure things isn't in your priorities. If you are already pretty hydrated, pretty energized, pretty healthy, pretty clear in the mind, your spirit is intact, you feel your intuition is intact. This is for that, just to get you that nice little quick little recharge. And it's not like it's not like your battery's about to die or nothing. It's like, hey, there's a charger right here. I'm like on 80%. I'm about to go through the rest of my day. Let me go ahead and get this 20% real quick in. Something micro. And then if you have okay, I'm going through some, here and there's, I'm not functioning full fire. It's pretty good, but it's not like I can just say that, I'm exactly where I want to be in life. I'm not saying that my relationships are great. Then you might at least need to set aside a full hour. And you don't maybe have to do this every day, but you might just want to set aside a full hour or a full 40 minutes at least. Full 40 minutes. Make it a mini session and actually get 9 rounds, especially if we're talking about my types of breath works, which is abundant chakra breathing. My abundance breath is so powerful. It brings so much of this DMT energy, and it's so natural and so organic. It's you can't really beat it in a lot of ways. And I'm going to be doing full, mini, and micro types of weekly recharges here pretty soon in the near future at maybe multiple facilities. I can see myself doing that at multiple facilities I've been contemplating about working with. And so I'm like, yeah, maybe I'll just do it at multiple facilities, one on one day, one on the next day, so that each place has a different day that they can have me come through and offer a full chakra abundance recharge from the breath. And so if you have not had optimal health, if you have not had optimal hydration, if you have not had optimal clarity, if you don't feel like you mentally are fit and strong, if you don't feel physically fit and strong, then you probably need a full recharge. That's what that signifies. That your chakras are just like, imagine each chakra as a battery, because that's what they are. Imagine each chakra as a battery, and each battery in this whole thing is, number one, is connected to your organs and your glands. And so those are batteries as well. So you have 9 batteries. Imagine each battery being at like 13%, 27%, 21%, 33%, 9%, 6%, 12%. You know, imagine them just all being so low. Maybe one is at like 55%. That's the one that's been holding you through all your life. Like, you know, imagine, right? And so, like, you have never gotten all of them fully recharged up to 100%. And so how could you ever expect optimal health, wealth, vitality, relationships on point and popping, and clarity within those relationships, clarity within what's going on with inside of your health, and your investments into your future, and your reflections into your past? Imagine, you know? So this is where hour and a half, 2 hour session is necessary. And depending how far deep you are into not knowing about the possibilities of the breath, you know, you might want to do this. Yeah, there's multiple ways of doing this, like 3 times in a week, in that week. But at least getting one, especially if you get one inside of a place where a lot of people are doing it as well, it's amplified, it's multiplied. The coherency allows it to be multiplied. So you can get, you know, 2 sessions just by being in a place with 9 people all doing the same thing in one. And so just knowing that there's a difference. There's definitely a difference between what type of breath charge you might need. Again, if you feel like you're firing out, you know, it's good to get down to 80% and then go back up. You want to fluctuate between that, because that means that you're doing something in life. You're exhausting yourself, and you have enough charge to always recharge. So you have like a really good recovery system, and you want to strengthen that recovery system, or that immune system, to those voltages. You know, if you're getting down to the 50s, you might want to, you know, really check on these batteries, make sure that none of them are, you know, falling too short. And why are they getting that short as well? You know, you might want to check on that, and to get those set some time to get that 30-40 hour session in. You know, get those 9 rounds in, because like with the full we're getting like 27 rounds in, and then we're doing, you know, some deep ancestral subconscious healing even more, maybe at the end. You know, I say maybe just because, you know, some people might not have the energy to, because they might be just so charged up and their body needs to recalibrate, but we'll offer that. But, you know, if you're good to go, I mean, man, get you know, every single day, get that fluctuation between that 20%, even if you're at 90%, get that 5 to 10 minutes in and play with it, you know. Get those 3 rounds and feel that abundance, because that's all we need, is everybody feeling a real charge of DMT abundance. A real charge of it, because like the first stage in DMT, for those that don't know, is your body is just cranked with voltage. You know, it's like the engine just cranks on to your Merkaba spaceship that has been dormant since the last time you've had that much energy. So your whole body is like zzz, like literally. And so you're about to blast off, and that much energy, to feel that much energy, It's like, where has that been? Well, you haven't been playing with the different ways to feel that much energy. And so that's so much abundance that we can have in our day-to-day lives of that much energy, and being able to use that much energy to communicate, to create, to contemplate, to put in great seeds for the future, to plant the optimal realities and ideal realities for ourselves. We just need that type of energy to do that. The future is about spiritual survival of the fittest. And we will see a new spiritual age that we've never seen before. It's going to be a new reality of spirituality that we've never seen before. We don't have any, we can take base history, not basis as far as what the system, the background frequency system teaches us, but the base history of what we as historians have actually studied, spiritual historians have actually studied, and we can put some together to maybe make a little reference, but it's still going to be a feeling that these bioforms have never actually felt before. So there is something new under the sun coming up, and so we just want to have the most amount of energy to adapt. And when we adapt, we are able to see the weather changes, the fluctuation, and we're able to just be like, okay, but that's something new, but that's nothing that we can't handle with this amount of energy. So abundance of energy is where we're headed for, and these chakras just need to be charged. These organs and glands just need to be charged. They need to literally feel that there's an abundance of chi, prana, raw. They need to feel all that raw, that battery charge, that electricity going into their batteries and their cell, just getting all that battery charge. And so yeah, sometimes 2 hours is needed. I'm looking forward to doing 2 hours with y'all. Eventually one day in this reality, I might do 2-hour Zoom calls once a week, because why not? I might just do a 2-hour Zoom call once a week, fill up the room with 10 to 30 people, and guide y'all through 2 hours of full abundant chakra recharging. Or maybe we'll just do a mini session, maybe for an hour. That'd be nice still. So with that being said, praises, this is just a little day in the life rant talk. Me just clearing up my throat from this new throat alignment that I'm getting right now. It's a lot of throat alignment activation. It's a lot of this new calibration to this new future starting in March. Oh my goodness. We're about to see it in the spring equinox. My throat will be, it already is in some ways, but now, oh my. Y'all better get ready, because it's like I'm gonna be taking over the attention span realm. With this throat activation, I'm just letting it come, because I'm not gonna rush it, because I know it's gonna be 3 months of it, and then in 2024 it's gonna crank up fully into gear. So, and that's gonna be for the next 20 years at least. My throat will be utilized every single day, maybe multiple times a day, probably multiple times a day, to just go ahead and let the world know the prophecies, that are going to be coming up. And so I'm just sitting here beautiful. Thank you so much for all the beings that are participating in helping me activate my throat. And all praises, alhamdulillah, mashallah, and cheers to all those that are aligning with the stars as well, and getting their own get right in their reality. So I'm gonna keep my healing this throat. Obviously, it's not the best right now, but just watch. I'm probably gonna have a whole podcast. Not broadcast, but production display, coming up in the next couple months for constant uh, content creation, and that's just looking like what the future's going to be. So thank you so much, y'all. Thank you so much for participating in your own realities. So contemplate, meditate, be tantric a little bit more every single day. All right. Praises. One more time. Praises. The difference between mini sessions is all up to your uniqueness. The difference between micro sessions is all up to your uniqueness. The difference between full sessions is all up to your uniqueness.